Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello everybody. I hope everybody's well. The weather has chilled down. It's cold, if you will. We're going to share some tragedy together today. Not real tragedy, but court watching tragedy. Am I getting a pimple? Why? Whatever. Also, I have court recording on my other computer. This AG lawyer just said the craziest thing. The lady said she's a vet tech, and the lawyer said, like, veterans? No, ma'am. Absolutely fucking not. How the fuck? Why am I explaining that? Anyways, can't I complain about the names? Fucking names. What do you mean? Also, this lady. Sorry, I'm very distracted by this case. We'll watch it soon. I'm recording it, but she's bitching about, I think, $2,500 a month in child support, and I need more. And she don't work. Ma'am. Here we go. Bad news bears together. Did I not hit play? She's complaining about everything. When did I hit play?
And is,
Hold on. Weird. It looks frozen. Would that
just
be-
said yes.
there we go.
Okay. Before I move on, I need to do something else. Ms. Lee has the gentleman in knows instead. The other part of being an associate judge is that you do have the right of appeal to a higher elected district court level, so that if somehow the outcome is you're not, or you're totally dissatisfied with, or what have you, you have the right to appeal to a higher court. I just want to make you aware of that right. At the end of the hearing, if you think you need more information on that, I'd be happy to address that, or have the state add an attachment to an order that would be drafted. But just so that you're aware, there is a right of appeal from this court to a higher court. The other part of the recording issues is I told you I'd explain that we were live streaming on YouTube. It is a requirement that the courts are open to the public, and that has been true for forever and under our Constitution. However, COVID stopped that for a minute. Well, it didn't stop the open courts part. It stopped, it opened the door to live streaming on YouTube because nobody was at the courthouse for people to walk into courtrooms or observe proceedings. So they set up this manner in which to publish to the public to keep us part of the open courts or meet the open courts requirement. So COVID ended. By then, a lot of judges were already back in their courtrooms with precautions. However, everybody went back. But since COVID, the law changed for the child support courts. We are specialty courts. They allowed us to continue on Zoom. It was working for our program. People liked it. We had more people show up. So we're continuing to do Zoom. And that's why you're benefiting from that today. However, we're not in a courtroom for people to walk in and observe proceedings. So right now, the only manner I have to still publish to the public is by live streaming on YouTube. I spend some time on this to make sure you're aware we're out on the internet, the World Wide Web. So make sure you understand that. Try not to throw out your home addresses, your social security numbers, cell numbers, something that's personal, identifiable. Don't try not to say it out loud because somebody could use it or abuse it if they're that desire. However, I don't want that to happen, so try to censor yourselves. When they ask you where do you live, don't give your home address, give your city or county, and they're not really asking, or it's not a trick question. So be careful about that. If I see that you're headed that way, I'll try to stop you, but if I don't, I can't, and it's out there. So just again, I'm giving you a fair caution. The last part of the recording issues is do not record. It would be considered in violation of our laws, subject to contempt of court, punishable by fine and or jail sentence. That does apply to everyone here in the courtroom and anybody outside the courtroom observing in. So do not record for you parties. If you ever want a copy of the record, I've got it. So there's a manner to get that by communicating with my coordinator and asking for it and submitting a flash drive, all these things. And it's not out there forever, but it is for a few years. So if you ever need it, most people do not. It is available to you, but just do not record. That would not be the right answer. Okay, given all that, Mr. Jackson is going to confuse me because I use Torres as a last name all the time. But Mr. Jackson, having heard all the issues of the recording or anything else, do you have any questions or concerns about any of it?
No, ma'am.
No, and you do consent to go forward on Zoom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, same for you, Ms. Jackson. Do you have questions or concerns about the recording issues or any other part?
I just don't want my private problems to be out on the online. I mean, if it's board, it's okay, but out there in YouTube and things like that, no, I'm a teacher. Like,
I get that. That's why I tell people this is how I have to do it. Now, I do have, well, in some counties, I do have in-person hearings. They're not all the time like they used to be. I have, for this county, I actually have to schedule a docket to actually go to court and get a courtroom and set up a docket so that I can put you on it. Those kinds of things. I get your concerns, but I don't have a way of telling you that just because you're a teacher, I have the right to not live stream. But if you consent, you're not consenting to Zoom, I can postpone this and set up, it won't be right away, but we can get a courtroom on and a court date down the road. And my coordinator's not here today, or she'd do it automatically. She'll be here on Monday. But I wouldn't be able to proceed today if you object to going forward on Zoom because of the live stream. So you can't have it both ways.
Well,
you say?
but it's gonna be just for us. I mean, it's not
No,
gonna
ma'am. No, for us right now, if I was not on YouTube live streaming, nobody would hear it. However, because I'm required to be open to the public, this is what I have today, the live stream on YouTube. So it is out there. And I'm talking about anybody from anywhere in the planet on the earth that has a computer and can figure out how to log in and wants to log in and watch us, which is not that many people. I don't have millions of viewers or anything. It is a couple hundred. However, people do watch, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had some problems where people started to troll the people that were in the hearing, that they didn't like what they said, they thought whatever, and they just decided to bother people or harass people, or even identify people. So it is a concern of mine. That's why I'm telling you about it. So you have every right to ask for a hearing in person, and we'll go back to the courthouse on another day, or we go for it today, live streaming, and you're real careful about what you say, but it's out there, and I
Well-
can't control what's out there.
well, it's gonna be a lot of personal stuff that I don't wanna.
That's true in every family law case, I guarantee it. However, you're right. If you don't want your business out there, then you don't have to consent to Zoom. You can ask me for an in-person date. It would be it's not tricky, it's not complicated. I used to be at the court all the time. I just have to ask for a courtroom, and they give me the specific date, and then we'll give you notice of that date, and you can show up in person, and you have to take the day off, the half day off, the whatever, to go to court like the old time way. So, but it's possible if you're that concerned about the live stream part. And I'm not trying to persuade you either way. It's your choice. And Mr. Jackson, it is what it is. If one of you objects, you want an in-person hearing, you're entitled to it, which is why I'm asking, do you want to go on Zoom or you don't want to go on Zoom? So you had time to think about it, Ms. Jackson. What do you want to do?
I thought it was just us in Zoom, like the four of us together. I didn't know it was gonna be streamer and other people
Okay.
join.
Well, ma'am, up until right now, you've been negotiating with the state, so that's not under the open courts requirement. Negotiations are not. You're in a private room talking to just the state. Now that you're in my courtroom, I am a public court. I am required to meet the open courts requirement of our Constitution. That's why we're having to do this. This is the way they've set it up for us. I have no choice today. Down the road, I may be able to switch things, but today I've got live stream or nothing else. And just because you didn't know that, now you know that. The rest of it has not been broadcast. This part will be, because it is a live hearing.
A lot of private stuff that I don't want out there.
Well, tell me yes or no. Do you want a court hearing and you don't
I-
want to go on Zoom today, or you want what?
I'd rather do in a private setting because it's a
Well,
lot.
the private setting, I can't give you privacy completely because I'd be in a courtroom, so anybody could walk in and still hear your business. However, the people that are there are fewer.
And I think that we should find some of our Texas fam to go and do just that. You know what? I might not have even shown this case today if she had consented to go forward. I have 100 cases that we could show. But I laughed. I was like, fuck. What do you have to hide? Like, as if her life is that much more important than any. But look at the judge's face too, right? Yeah, it's pretty far. I know Texas is so big, so big, so big. Also, hi Beverly, and hello Mac. Everybody that I didn't say hi to, hi D-Man's here. Anyways, I told you this was a tragedy happening. She's just teasing us, fully teasing us. Teasing us, not the good way. That's the good way to tease. Ooh, a Texas road trip fund. Yes, baby. I love it. Thank you so much, Legal Fiction. Oh, now you guys got me singing. You guys like this? You think the coloring is good? I think I could wear a cowboy hat now, down in Texas.
Than the hundreds that might be out there on the internet. And it would be a little more private because they may or may not hear you if you're at the front talking to me and there's a big courtroom. It doesn't always broadcast the way it would here, but
I'd rather that. At least I don't know those people, but I have a lot of people that use YouTube, and I'm a teacher, and my students be there. So I'd rather minimize that expose.
now very few people bring all these issues up, but that's true. You said everything that is true. And again, I have no choice. You either live stream or we don't, or we go to a courtroom. Mr. Jackson, if she objects, I have to give her a court date. I assume you're probably better off in a courtroom as well if such nature of the privacy that Ms. Jackson referred to, or you okay with that? And not that it's gonna.
Right. I'd rather just go ahead and get it knocked out, but I
You
mean,
do?
I don't know what she has in store or what she.
I don't know what she has in store. I know what Sir Philip has sent. $5 Australian. I love a good tease too. I'm worried she's trying to blindside him. He says he doesn't even know what she's gonna bring up. True, Hector. Somebody told me I'm traveling to America in the next 2 months, and somebody said, "Oh, you got to be careful what's on your phone." And I was like, what's on my phone? There's like 1,000 videos of me just spewing my mouth about shit. So that's not hard to find. I don't think I can wipe all of that off my phone.
The privacy that Ms. Jackson referred to, or you okay with that? And not that it's gonna.
Right. I'd rather just go ahead and get it knocked out, but I
You
mean,
do?
I don't know what she has in store or what she has. She can't say out loud in public. I mean, I have nothing to hide, so.
I get that, but things do come up, and
Yeah, I'm
Lots of things come up, and then people get heated up sometimes and say things they maybe don't mean or whatever. I hope not. I hope to keep it civil. However, if information comes out, it comes out about your lives, even if it's not your phone numbers or your home addresses. So again, Ms. Jackson, you do not consent to Zoom today?
no, man.
Then I'm gonna have to reset it. Mr. Valderas, remind me, I don't think we have any, or do we? Anything for Comal scheduled anytime at all?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I know we have that one in October for Guadalupe, but
But
not for
Zoom.
Comal.
Well, as soon as my coordinator gets here on Monday, she can set it up for me because she has to call and get it arranged for a courtroom on our Friday dockets because I can only see these Comal cases on Fridays, but the rest of my days are booked with other counties. So the state can reach out. I'll have them set up do a reset order that resets it, and then they'll send it to you by email. And I need you to sign the reset order that shows you know what the reset date is on that document, because I can't give it to you right now in court because I don't have it. So are your email, without telling me your email addresses, are they correct that whichever you have at the AG's office, you've gotten correspondence from them, Ms. Jackson? They have your correct email address?
Yes, ma'am.
And you too, Mr. Jackson?
It's
Yes, okay. Then I'm gonna reset this, but I can't give you a date yet. It'll come through the internet on well, not through your email. Open up anything from the Texas Office of the Attorney General. That's this reset order that'll give you your court date, your court time, the location, all that stuff. Sign it electronically, send it back, and I can guarantee you it won't be next week. It'll probably be about a month or so, depending on how quickly they can give me a courtroom, because they're not used to having to include me in their rotation for their limited court space. But I used to have one just about every Friday, so I know they can handle at least one docket for me for Comal. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, I have a question because if it's gonna take all the way to October and all that, I mean, I'm concerned about my kids getting visitations, with him, like having supervised visitation. But if he agree that he's willing to do the supervised visitations, and he agree with that amount.
No, I'm not gonna do you want a courtroom or you don't want a Zoom, or you want Zoom or whatever, only if he's conditioned on what he agrees to.
Well,
No, I can't do that. I don't think that's in the interest of the children to force him just because he
Well,
wants to be
it's-
forward today.
a lot of stuff that you don't know that
I know, and that's why I have to hear it and make a decision,
Yeah,
as opposed to
I got
forcing him to get supervision just today because we're not gonna go forward. I
Yeah,
don't think that's fair
I-
either. No, I'm not intending it for it to be November, December, anything like that. As quick as they can give us a docket, hopefully in the next few weeks, maybe into September, I would think. It's
Okay.
already mid-August.
And then she begins to write down basically everything that the judge says for the next 8 minutes while they talk about not getting a fucking date. Anyways, we're going to watch one other hearing now before we go, because that was such a cock block. How long is this? But is it doubled? If it's not doubled, we can watch this. If it's doubled, then we probably can't.
For hearing then, Hale County cause number 845-647-2505
Fuck. We can't watch it. I just don't have the time. That other case is popping off, by the way. They're questioning each other, the ex-husband and the ex-wife. So he's getting a little bit pissed about it. Okay. I guess we'll just watch it. It's fucking fine.
in the interest of Christian Drew Diaz. We're here today on the Attorney General's petition to establish the parent-child relationship originally filed on May 21st of 2025 and docketed before the 64th District Court of Hale County, Texas, being heard today by order of referral by the Associate Judge for Child Support Matters. Is the Attorney General's office ready, Mr. Benishek?
Ready, Your Honor.
All right. And Elizabeth Diaz, are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Jeffrey Munoz is not present. I do find in the file a citation indicating Mr. Munoz was served on June 11th, 2025 in Lubbock. It looks like he was served at a location he agreed to meet the deputy, 500 North Frankfurt. I don't find any sort of an answer or request for DNA testing in the file from Mr. Munoz. Notice of today's virtual hearing was sent to Mr. Munoz at what I believe is the Attorney General's, the last known address. The Attorney General's office had to send that notice. That was the address on the service papers. Although Mr. Munoz was not served there, he was notified by virtue of those papers that that was the address the Attorney General's office had for him. He did not answer, responding with a different address. And he has not contacted the court this morning, although the notice of hearing did include a number for him to contact if he was having trouble connecting, as well as instructions on how to connect this morning to this hearing. He's not here. He's in default. Mr. Benishek, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Alyssa Diaz.
Ms. Diaz, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give in the cause before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Benishek, you may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Diaz, are you the mother of Christian, the child who is the subject of the suit?
Yes.
And what is Christian's date of birth?
For April 26th, 2024.
Okay. And who is Christian's father?
Jeffrey Munoz.
All right. So counting back about 9 months from Christian's date of birth, that would put Christian's conception around late August of 2023. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay. So for 30 days before late August 2023 and 30 days after, did you have sexual intercourse with anyone other than Jeffrey Munoz?
No.
So is there any doubt in your mind that Jeffrey Munoz is the father of Christian?
No doubt.
And no one else could possibly be the father?
No
is
one
that
at all.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now I noticed that Christian's last name is currently Diaz. Did you want to change that to anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. And what are the reasons why you want to leave it as Diaz?
I have given Jeffrey Munoz opportunity to be a present father. Before giving him the last name, I did tell him, I don't want to give my baby a last name for someone who's not going to be present. And he understood that and has still chosen to not be present.
Okay. So let's talk about him being present. Does he visit with Christian very often?
The last visit, he reached out, to purchase him some shoes. The plan was to meet up with him to get the shoes and then to drop Christian off wherever he was going to be in town, as he does not live here. But after the purchase of the shoes, he kind of just sent us on our own way and there was no visitation. And prior to that, the last actual visit he had with him was in January.
Okay. And so has he ever really visited with Christian overnights or
No.
anything?
No, never overnight.
Okay. I've explained to you what a standard possession order is like. Do you feel like that would be appropriate in your circumstances?
I do. I just have concerns about Christian being in a vehicle with his dad. When he brought him back in January, it was cold. He did not have a beanie on. He didn't have a blanket or socks, and he was unbuckled when he arrived.
Okay. So do you feel like it would be appropriate to sort of phase in the visitation and work toward the standard possession order?
Yes, I have no problem with visitation as long as I can drive Christian there.
Okay. So you want to be in charge of the pickup and drop offs, is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you understand, you said he lives in another town.
Yes.
Where does he live?
He lives in Lubbock.
In Lubbock? Okay. Would you be comfortable doing the pickups and drop-offs in Lubbock as well?
Not so much going to his house. His mom is a heavy smoker. Christian's lungs are still he's only one.
Okay. All right. So and I've explained to you what a phased-in visitation schedule would be like. How many visits at each level do you think it would take before you're comfortable progressing to the next level?
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10? Okay. And that's basically because Christian hasn't been around him much and you're concerned about the environment he's going to be in?
Yes. When we did the shoe pickup or the shoe exchange, we were shopping in the store. Christian was not comfortable being held by him. He let his other children carry him, but he didn't want to be with Jeff for too long.
Okay. And let's talk about that because you mentioned to me that he has other children.
Yes.
Okay. How many other children below the age of 18 does Mr. Munoz have?
3.
And do they visit with Christian?
Yes.
Okay. How old are they?
He's got a 12, a 15, and a 16-year-old.
Okay. And Christian likes visiting with them as far as you're able to tell?
Oh yes. He can recognize them if we run into them at the grocery store. He'll recognize them. He's very comfortable with them.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you had said that you're comfortable with Christian visiting with Mr. Munoz when his kids are around. Is that right?
Yes, if I'm not present and the kids are around, I'm 100% comfortable because I know that they will look out for their little brother.
Okay. All right. And I've explained to you what a conservator is and the difference between joint managing and sole managing conservator. Which do you feel would be appropriate in your circumstances?
I think so would be appropriate.
Okay, so you want to make all the decisions for Christian, and Mr. Munoz could just visit with Christian, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and that's basically because he hasn't been very involved in Christian's life.
correct. And when he does come, like he came a few weeks ago to buy him shoes and then we didn't hear from him again. I just don't think it's fair. I mean, he's in and out of Christian's life. It's not enough for him to be able to decide yes or no, he can or cannot do something.
Okay. What kind of health insurance does Christian have?
He has a Blue Cross Blue Shield through my job as well as Texas Medicaid.
All right, so you're carrying health insurance through your employer as well.
Yes, yes.
All right. And how many people are covered under that insurance plan?
5.
And how much does that insurance plan cost you?
Roughly about $222 a month.
$222 a month? Okay.
222.
And you're one of those 5. You have to pay for your own insurance, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Do you know what kind of work Mr. Munoz does for a living?
He works in electricity.
Okay. Does that mean that he puts up electrical lines, or is he an electrician, or what?
He's an electrician with new builds there in Lubbock. He is the one who wires the homes.
All right. So he installs new wiring and such in
Yes.
homes. Gotcha. Do you know how much he makes working as an electrician?
The last time we talked financially, back in 2023, he was at about $18 an hour.
Okay. But that was about 2 years ago.
Correct.
And you mentioned that he has 3 other children. Do those children live with him, or does he pay child support for those children?
They live with their mother. He's supposed to be paying child support to those children.
Okay. Now, in addition to child support going forward, we can also consider retroactive support. Did you want to request retroactive support going back to Christian's date of birth?
Yes.
Has Mr. Munoz sent you anything to assist with Christian, whether it be money or supplies or anything like that?
Most recently the shoes, but in the past, maybe it stopped October. He was paying $100 a week to my stepmother for childcare. But there were weeks where he would call me and say, "Can you do it instead?" So I'm gonna say maybe 3 of those months he was fully responsible for that $400 a month.
Okay. So if you could put all that together and add all of that up, how much in total would you say that he's sent to you to help with Christian?
I would say about $2,000.
Okay, so $2,000 in the past 16 months or so?
Yes.
Okay. And before we came back into the main courtroom, you were talking about childcare. Is Christian in childcare right now?
Yes, so I'm currently paying a cousin. She just got some bad medical news, so I'm going to have to reach out to a local daycare. Quotes that I've gotten though are upwards between $600 to $800 a month, which is something I cannot take care of on my own.
And you need childcare for Christian if you're going to work. Is there no other way to do it?
No, I mean, if I stay home, then that's his home, that's his livelihood. He doesn't have a home, doesn't have a bed to sleep in, food.
Okay,
So
gotcha. Okay, all right, Judge. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Diaz, do you have anything you want to add to explain about your testimony?
no, ma'am.
Okay, did you want him to do some supervised visits to start out with, or do you think it's okay for him to I mean, since you don't want him to drive with the child, I'm not sure. Do you want those visits to be in your home?
I can meet with him somewhere. I don't mind meeting him with him somewhere.
Okay,
Um,
a public place,
yes,
McDonald's or somewhere else there in Plainview?
yes, that's fine. We also have a Chick-fil-A. I think it has a little playground in there.
Okay, Chick-fil-A. The only problem about Chick-fil-A is you'll have to do Saturday because they're not open on Sunday.
Right. I mean, McDonald's
So
is fine too.
I'll just say Chick-fil-A, and if it turns out, because I'll set the visits on Saturdays, if it turns out he can't visit on Saturdays, y'all will have to make an agreement as to some other place.
Okay.
And so after a few, like 10 of those visits at Chick-fil-A, are you comfortable with him picking the child up at your house?
I'm fine with that. I really just want to make sure he puts him in a car seat buckled.
Okay, of course. I mean, and that, he's required to do that by law. If he doesn't have a car seat in his car, then you certainly would be okay in not letting him take the child, because that's dangerous. And these other children, they live in Plainview, his other
Yes, ma'am.
children?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And does Christian visit over there to their house?
No. Their mom is just comfortable with them coming over.
Okay, so should they come over to your house and
Yes,
visit?
yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, and so he was making $18 an hour last you knew.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know whether he's gotten any raises or anything like that?
I know that his cousin, because it's his cousin that's his boss, he would do annual raises. I just couldn't tell you what they are if he did get one.
Okay, and he works pretty much 40 hours a week as far as you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Mr. Benishek, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I put in your box, and I'll go ahead and offer right now the printout of a page from the publicly available website of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
You're gonna
for
put that in her
electrician.
box, dude? Oh my god, this part is so boring. And then the judge goes and looks up something, and then she comes back.
Munoz must do 10 of these visits before moving to the next stage. And
Sorry, I have to skip ahead. Alyssa, how are you doing this at work? Is Walmart allowing this? Does Walmart have a courtroom just like McDonald's did yesterday? Also, I just got, and the other hearing is going to be very good, but it's again an hour long. These people fighting for hours. Okay, Judge, go.
okay, I'm going to find that the testimony establishes that Jeffrey Munoz is the biological father of the child before the court today. Accordingly, I will order that the parent-child relationship be established between Jeffrey Munoz and the child, and that the birth records of the child be amended to show that Jeffrey Munoz is his father. I will not change the name of the child at this point, since Mr. Munoz has not exercised a whole lot of parental responsibility or interest in the child. If that needs to be changed in the future, it can be, but right now I'm not going to change it. I'm going to find also that it would not be in the best interest of the child to name the parents joint managing conservators due to the fact that Mr. Munoz has not really taken much part in the child's life. I will find that Elizabeth Diaz should be the sole
MB, bro. I'll always remember that. Oh, we love you. I got my hair did. I know, I'm really excited about it. I love it. And we missed you too. Thank you. Do. You're so sweet. And I'm still on my diet, even though I ate nerd gummy clusters last night. Is that why I have this? I think that's probably why I have a zit. Because I ate some nerd gummy clusters. Thank you, MB.
managing conservator of the child, she'll have the exclusive right to determine the primary residence of the child and may do so without regard to geographic location. Mr. Munoz will be a possessory conservator and will have the rights of visitation with the child. I'm going to start out with supervised visits because of the concerns about the safety of the child in the car and just the fact that the child doesn't really know Mr. Munoz very well since he hasn't visited with the child very much. So I'll start out with supervised visits on the first and third Saturdays of every month, beginning at 1, ending at 3 to take place at the Chick-fil-A restaurant or another place that the parties might agree. These visits will be supervised at all times by Ms. Diaz or a competent adult she designates. And that Mr. Munoz must do 10 of these visits before moving to the next stage. And the same with the subsequent stages, there'll be 10 each. The next 10 will be during the same time period, unsupervised. The exchange will be at Ms. Diaz's house or another location that the parties agree to. Once the 10 afternoon visits during the same time period have been completed, he should have the right to all-day Saturday visits, again, on the first and third Saturdays, beginning Saturday at 9, ending Saturday at 6. And once he's done 10 of those, he'll have the right to overnight visits, beginning at 6 on Saturday, ending at 6 on Sunday. Once he's done that, he may have possession of the child in accordance with the standard possession order that is standard for all parents living in different households in Texas. It'll give him the right to visit the child on the first, third, and fifth weekends of every month, beginning Friday at 6, ending Sunday at 6. And we'll also give him the right to holiday visits and that kind of thing, extended visit in the summer. All right, but he's got to do the first part of this first. If Miss Diaz, you feel that he can move forward in the schedule quicker because he's started to take an interest in the child. And he may, as the child gets older, the older children are a little bit easier for someone to parent because they don't need as much from the parent. But if that is the case, then you can agree to move forward in the schedule faster if you want to. In other words, if you guys agree to something else, that's fine. But if you don't agree, this is in place for you. Okay. All right. Mr. Munoz must give 72 hours notice of his intent to exercise the visitation, so that you'll know if it's going to take place or not. He must give you that notice. If he doesn't give the notice, then you don't have to, allow the visitation. Also, he must ensure that he has proper restraints for the child and safety equipment for the child in his car, and must at all times the child is in the car with him. Have the child secured in the child in an appropriate child restraint
Isn't that the
system,
law?
child seat, or when he gets older, a booster, or when he gets older, a seatbelt. Okay. All right. With regard to retroactive or back child support for the past 17 months, I'm going to find that Mr. Munoz judgment should be entered against him for retroactive child support in the amount of $6,000. That amount does give him credit for $2,000 that Ms. Diaz testified that he has provided to the family since the birth of the child. So it would be $8,000, but I subtracted $2,000, so the judgment will be for $6,000. And Mr. Bunashek, if you could write that in the order just so that when Mr. Munoz reads it, he knows he was given credit.
I'm
Since
writing down there that reflects $2,000 credit, so I'll put that in. Yes,
Okay,
Judge.
thank you. All right. Based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics information regarding electricians in Texas and the mean wage, I based child support upon that. That yields a gross monthly income of $4,695.60. I gave Mr. Munoz credit for 3 other children that he has that is ordered to support, I assume. And and for the $45, which represents this child's portion of the insurance provided by Ms. Diaz through her employer, I'm not going to order her to provide insurance through her employer. I'll just order her to provide it through another source, or order her to stay enrolled in she is enrolled in Medicaid. I don't want to order her to provide it in case it becomes unaffordable for her. And if it did, it would cause a problem, because the Attorney General's office will cause to go out a federal requirement that your employer enroll the child, and if it's unaffordable, that can cause problems for you. I guess I'll just order the Medicaid. Since the child is on Medicaid, I'll just go ahead and order Medicaid. Because if you don't qualify for Medicaid, you won't, you won't get it, despite what the order says. But if the child's on Medicaid, I'll just order it that way. If the child is on Medicaid, it's likely that the state is going to keep the $45 anyway, so you wouldn't have that to help pay for the insurance. So since I'm not sure exactly what the situation is and how it will be reflected in the Attorney General system, I'll just order that you keep the child enrolled in Medicaid as long as it's available to you. I'll order him to pay $45 a month in cash medical support. Current child support then, based on all of that, will be $575 per month. And then I will order a $100 a month payment on the $6,000 judgment. So $575, $45 for cash medical support, and $100 payment on the retroactive child support. All the payments in this case will begin on September the 1st of 2025 and continue monthly thereafter until such time as the child is emancipated by turning 18 or graduating from high school, whichever comes last. I will tax all court costs for today's hearing against Mr. Munoz as billed by the District Clerk of Hale County, Texas, to be paid within 1 year of today's date. And I didn't hear any testimony about non-disclosure. I assume that's not an issue in this case.
It doesn't appear to be, Judge, since the parties are communicating
They
well
still
with each other.
bang.
There's never been any physical violence or anything like that, Ms. Diaz. Okay, you're on mute, actually. Can you unmute yourself?
I'm sorry. No, ma'am, there's never been any physical violence.
Okay, all right. And there's nobody else other than Mr. Munoz that you would be concerned about having your information?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then that is the order of the court. Have I left anything out, Mr. Vunishek?
I believe that's all of our issues, Judge.
I'll give a quick admonishment. Every party to a hearing before the associate judge is entitled to an hearing de novo.
They're entitled to a new de novo hearing that needs to be filed within 3 days of this, and then the 30 days within the judgment, blah, 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 blah. She's not going to file it, Judge. They don't have a department for that at Walmart. Okay? It's not going to happen. I'm still trying to learn how to not get my hair pulling the green from the green screen. We're working on it. Sorry it was a short show, but remember, we now have 2 wicked hearings, actually 3 because I got another one yesterday, that we are going to watch together this weekend coming. So y'all got dates. Also, I think that it's fight night tonight, like Friday night slap fights. So there's lots to do tonight. I'll be in the chat. Come say hello. Beverly, we're sending you positive vibes. YouTube Daddy, could you figure out the naming convention thing, please? And thank you guys all for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Do me a favor, remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down in red.